Welcome to the Our World Heritage 2021 debate. 2021 debate is a year of events focused on protection, conservation, and management of World Heritage. We want to uncover untold stories to broaden our views on heritage practices and future perspectives. Knowledge gathered this year will be published in 2022 on the occasion of the 50th anniversary of the Convention. The Our World Heritage Initiative is created by individuals working on 100% voluntary capacity. We would like to point out that Our World Heritage provides an open dialogue platform that is based on voluntary work of session organizers and speakers. Our World Heritage welcomes diverse viewpoints in the spirit of collegial debate where mutual respect is afforded to all. Please note that the expressed views do not necessarily reflect the official position of Our World Heritage. We thank today's speakers for telling their stories, and we thank you, the listeners, for your kind interest and questions. If you want to remain up to date on our activities, you can follow our social media. We maintain channels in multiple languages to break through the language barriers and connect to local communities. You will find all links on our website, ourworldheritage.org. Thank you for being with us today, and we wish you a very fruitful event.
Okay, shall we start? Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Youth Roundtable of Heritage Places and Memory, the theme of September among 12 different themes of our World Heritage Initiative. I'm Jiyoung Kim, co-convener of the Heritage Places Memory theme and today's moderator. First, a speech of our special mentor, Dr. Christina Cameron, on the young generation's role and contribution to the transmission of heritage memory. And second, the roundtable with the young people on the heritage places of memory. Those panelists are the 5 winners of our youth video contest, but the discussion is open to all, and therefore your participation will be highly welcomed. To begin with, let me invite the representative of our convening institution, Konkuk University of Republic of Korea, for his short welcoming remarks. Professor Jaehan Che, floor is yours.
Thanks, Jiyeon. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's really a small world, isn't it? My name is Jaehan Choi, professor of Konkuk University and the chair of the Heritage Program in Graduate School. It is my honor today to give you a congratulations remark for this youth roundtable. As you know, the event is a part of 9th month of our World Heritage debate, which is about heritage place and memory. First, I welcome all of you joining today's Youth Roundtable. I'd like to explain a little bit about our World Heritage Initiative before we start. OWH came from the consensus 1972 World Heritage Convention is at risk, not just because of threat to the tangible physical fabric, but also at risk for losing intangible dimension of its memory and values. OWH initiative supports civil society's proactive role in implementing the World Heritage Convention and its spirit. Heritage places are composed of diverse, plural, and sometimes dissonant memories. Different groups of people have not always a homogeneous memory of the site that could challenge the outstanding universal value discourse of the World Heritage Site. Naturally, the memory of a heritage place is selective. It is because various groups of people have different collective memories, resulting in different narratives and behavior. Therefore, we need to find out a more inclusive and holistic approach, as well as to reflect more diverse voices that may be ignorant from past and future generations. I think it is why we made this Youth Roundtable event here. Again, I would like to say thanks to all participants here for being and sharing with us. Please enjoy your time. Thank you. Thanks, Jian. The floor is yours again.
Thank you very much, Professor Che. Then let me proceed with the first part of today's webinar. We have invited a very special mentor for today's Youth Roundtable. Before I ask Dr. Christina Cameron to take the floor, let me introduce her briefly. Dr. Cameron is a member of the Advisory Committee of our World Heritage Initiative and was a professor at the University of Montreal in Canada from 2005 to 2019. She previously served with PERC Canada for more than 35 years, chairing the World Heritage Committee twice in 1990 and 2008. Today, Dr. Cameron will kindly share her ideas on the roles and contributions of young generation for the transmission of the memory on heritage places. And we are going to receive some questions after her speech. So please leave your message in the chatting box. Now, let's welcome Dr. Cameron. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Jihan, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. I'm really pleased to be here to be part of the Heritage Places and Memory discussion, and I want to thank you for taking the leadership in hosting the month of September's debate on heritage places and memory. And I'm really thrilled to be with the special Youth Roundtable on memory, and that the subject is important and the engagement of young people is important. I've been asked to speak about the role and contribution of young people to the transmission of heritage memory, and I've had a chance to look at the winning videos, which we're going to look at in a little while and discuss. And these videos actually suggested a few ideas to me. The first idea is that the definition of what constitutes heritage memory has broadened to be the memory of historic places, as well as the memory of objects and even the memory of intangible events and other experiences. In earlier times, the approach to heritage was more compartmentalized. The reasons for valuing heritage were much more likely to be artistic or historical ones, something that came from or occurred in the past. And usually heritage memory was associated with a physical, tangible object. Today's perspective is less compartmentalized and approaches are much more interdisciplinary. The younger generation is more likely to have this holistic approach to understanding heritage, and I think your videos show that. Culture and nature are intertwined. The past and the present are intertwined. The tangible and the intangible are linked together, and that is a different understanding of what is heritage. And I'm pleased to see your view on that. So the second idea that came to me is there is a shift in approaches to conservation. And this is a shift from what I would call an either-or choice, either conservation or development, to a belief that conservation and development can be accommodated together. And for those of you who watched the recent session at the World Heritage Committee, the debates this year show that the committee gave real priority to an urgent need to balance conservation with development. The committee members argued that we must strike that balance between heritage and development using the phrase, no protection without development. The committee appropriately stated that developing countries deserve the same amenities and services that are enjoyed by more developed countries, and that the World Heritage System needs to contribute to improving people's living conditions. So many examples of this discussion occurred during the meeting, especially on the state of conservation of existing World Heritage sites. And when you review these cases, a common factor is clear, and that's that big infrastructure developments in or near World Heritage sites are one of the big issues. There was often disagreement between the expert advisory bodies like ICOMOS and IUCN, who gave conservation-focused recommendations, and the committee, who changed their advice to more development-oriented decisions on the grounds of improved living conditions. So this debate really shows the tension that arises in the pursuit of what I would call two public goods. One is conservation of the world's outstanding cultural and natural heritage. That's one public good. And the other is improvement in the living conditions and eradication of poverty. And some of today's youth videos demonstrate an approach that uses memory to foster both conservation and development. And I find this an encouraging sign. And my third and last comment centers around the ease with which young people have such facility in using new information technologies and communications technologies. Through these new communications channels, so many more audiences can be reached. The transmission of heritage messages can be made so much more attractive through the easy flow of visual materials, the use of music, the insertion of subtitles in many languages, and so forth. And in fact, I think it's clear that today, everybody can be a communicator. The global reach of social media like YouTube and Instagram and WhatsApp and all the other programs is an opportunity to transmit heritage memories and to help the many audiences better understand the importance of heritage places, objects, and memories, the importance of conservation, and the importance of respectful development. So to sum up, I think our younger generation can make a difference in this world by bringing a more holistic perspective to heritage, by believing that it is possible to achieve both conservation and sustainable development, and by using their wonderful communication skills. I support and encourage their curiosity to explore the memories of the past and to transmit them to present and future generations. You young people, you can make a difference. You can contribute to a better world, and I congratulate you on your videos. Thank you, Jihan, and back to you.
Thank you, Christina. It is really inspiring and motivating speech. I deeply agree with your observation that young generation have potential to have more holistic approach, and also they can shift the ideas, like balancing the conservation and development, and also their new technologies and communication skills. So I totally agree. And is there any questions from our panelists and or from the audience? If you have, you can raise your hand or leave some messages in the chatting box. We're gonna have another time at the end of the roundtable, so you can wait and see. Okay. If you don't, let me move to our second part, which is the youth roundtable. The topic of the roundtable is please tell us your heritage and memory, which was the topic of your video contest. We have a very special panelist, and 현재, could you introduce who they are?
Sure, lovely. Hello, everyone. My name is Hyunjae Kim, one of the student volunteers of the memory team. And welcome to our event of the Youth Roundtable. And I enormously appreciate young speakers who made a meaningful and interesting video about heritage in their region. As a student volunteer, I'm really happy to be part of the Youth Roundtable, and I would like to share how we invited our young panelists today. During the last several months, a number of youth around the world have participated in the youth video contest. For promoting the event, we provided video guidelines to tell how to create the video clip, and posters and informations were posted on our Instagram and Facebook. Among various submissions, the organizers in our team evaluated and selected meaningful clips according to our own criteria, focusing on promotion of local memory, and meaningful ways to remember the heritage sites. Main ideas of the submitted videos could be explained as follows: the significance of the heritage, the sort of value which we should preserve, and the way to transmit memory to the next generation. In terms of winners' video of the contest, they deal with various cases including natural heritage, historic city, and places of indigenous communities. There are also diverse approaches to see world heritage in their regions, conserving natures, coping with challenges to keep their culture, promoting tourism, and transmitting traditional knowledge. I'm very much looking forward to stories and memories that the winners of the contest will tell us today. Thank you.
Thank you, Hyunjae, for your kind explanation. We cannot wait further. So now let me invite our panelists one by one. The order will be H5 team, Tre plus Co, Ade Sharon Takale, HB Tak team, and Jinhyuk Jang. After watching short videos of theirs, we will listen to what those winners intended to tell us about heritage and memory. And I also, give you 2 minutes for each team, and please keep that time limit in your minds. Let's see the video of the first prize winner, H5 team. Can you share the video?
갯벌은 상당히 좋아요. 어떤 지역에 가도 다른 지역에 가면은 막 빠져서 마음대로 못 다니고 냄새 나오는데 우리 지금 딱 가면 냄새도 없고 빠지지가 20대 때부터 우리 지역은 바지락, 종작 안 생겨요. 자연적으로 사다가 뿌려야 뿌려서 양식이 이상 기온으로 여름엔 덥고 겨울에는 추워지고 그러다 보니까 여러 가지로 상당히 좀 어려운 점이 많아요. 전에는 정말 90년대까지만 해도 완전 봄날이었어요. 한마디로 우리 마을에는 개도 10,000원짜리 물고 다닌다. 80년, 90년. 그렇게 한편으로는 염려되는 부분은 있어요. 여러 가지로 이제 등록이 되다 보니까 어업 활동을 하고 있는 현지 어민들이라든가 이 어촌계를 운영하는 어촌계자들 있잖아요. 자연 그대로 보존하고 있는 것도 또 더 좋으려면 나으려면 몰라. 그것이 깨끗한 자연을 그대로 보존하고 있는 것이.
Okay, congratulations. It is a newly designated site as a World Heritage just a few months ago at the 41st World Heritage Committee. It is very interesting video with the local community. So let me invite the representative of H5 team for their short comments on the clip. Who gonna take the floor? Jonghyun, are you? Yeah, please take the floor.
Thank you. And thank you, first of all, thank you for having me today. My name is Jonghyun Choi, graduate student at Konkuk University in Korea. And on behalf of my 4 other team members from Team H5, it's such a great pleasure to present and share the video with you all. And we hope you enjoyed it. And before I start the presentation, I'd like to clarify the Korean words in the title. So first, Gochang is the name of the region located southern part of Korea, and 갯벌 means tidal flat in Korean. And some of you may be curious about what H5, my team name, stands for. So let me introduce you briefly, as this implies what we care for. The letter H is for the heritage, as you all may guess, and the number 5 bears 2 meanings. The first is for the number of our team members who are studying World Heritage, and the second is for the 5 strategic objectives, which is namely 5 C's. Here, the credibility, conservation, capacity building, communication, and community. And among those 5 C's, we all agreed that community is the key element for heritage sustainability. And Gochang is well known for its largest clam production harvested in tidal flat. But we found Gochang special not only for its rich seafood production with beautiful landscape, but also their engagement striving for a balance between the conservation and the development, even though the interviews words in the video clip seems somewhere in between. But we can say Gochang community is actively involved in tourism in the field of education activities using their environment, which gives the pride and the economic benefit. And while making the video, we are trying to focus on the memory of the past and the pride, which keeps the place beautiful and sustainable. And although there shall be some challenges such as climate change, but we anticipate the community would have the power to sustain its beautiful heritage. Thank you.
Thank you, Jung-hoon, for your kind remarks about the video. It is really impressive, and you got the really high points by the evaluators who are the member of the memory team. So congratulations again. And let me move to the second video. It is filmed by Tre plus Co. Please play the video clip for us.
Tenho desenvolvido um trabalho com a comunidade caiçara de Trindade. Meu primeiro filme foi um filme chamado Dos Antigos aos Filhos do Amanhã, que é um filme que fala sobre o esculpir da canoa caiçara e sobre a importância da passagem desse conhecimento de forma oral dos mestres para os aprendizes, né?
A gente tem que cortar esse daqui, ó. Esses aqui são os dedos de cipó, os filhos. Esse aqui a gente pode cortar. Então você está aprendendo o manejo da floresta.
Como identidade, o que faz a caiçara ser caiçara, né? Primeira coisa de todas é o território. Eles estão entre floresta e mar. Manter as tradições típicas da cultura, né? Que é fazer canoa, dessa forma, sabe? As tradições musicais, as tradições até religiosas, né? As pessoas têm uma ideia equivocada do que é a evolução, né? A evolução, ela só quer dizer que existe uma passagem de tempo e que determinadas coisas acontecem nesse tempo. A gente não se atentar a preservar isso, e aí no sentido não só físico, como também permitir que essas culturas orais se mantenham vivas, né? Se mata a possibilidade de progresso.
Você tomou do seu pai tinha tomado do teu avô, e tu vai passar pro teu filho vai passar pro teu neto, e assim por diante.
Thank you very much. Congratulations again. Yeah, it was very interesting video focused on the community. So I'd like to listen to the stories more from Divina. So we have the representative of this team, Ms. Melanie Martin. So floor is yours.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you for this opportunity. And this video was part of a project called Memories of the Future. And it was a project born from the interest in highlighting the production of Brazilian artists linked to different fields of activities. So this idea gave rise to a video series with 12 episodes with narratives that brings back speech from vulnerable social groups, memory, representativeness, decolonialism, and other topics. So the project was produced and directed by a team of architects and artists and a cinema director. And the video selected is an interview with the cinema director Leonardo Gelio, who works in the audiovisual field exploring social environmental issues that touch on issues of traditional communities. So in his film, From the Ancients to the Sounds of Tomorrow, he pictures the Caiçaras community in Trindade, Paraty. So he worked on the resistance of regional knowledge. So Leonardo calls attention to the importance of oral transmission of knowledge from masters to apprentices to preserve the traditional act of carving Caiçara's canoe, which is a fundamental aspect of Caiçara's culture. A Caiçara canoe is produced collectively to support the community. This is a knowledge over 500 years old. Their construction process is completely handcrafted and there is no industrial scale. As an identity, the Caiçaras have a very strong relationship with the time of nature and with the territory, where they live between forest and sea. So moreover, Leo highlights the problematic ambiguity of discussing environmental preservation, global warming, and the climate crisis without the participation of the original people who were here for so long, preserving and living in a sustainable way according to the nature surrounding them. So in short, is that the whole series is available on YouTube. If you want to see more, I can put the link on the chat. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Melanie. It is really a wonderful explanation, and I do agree with your beautiful ideas. Let me invite the third one, film by Adesh Arun Takale. Let's see his video first. Thank you very much. Congratulations again. It is really an interesting video. It is like a commercial film. So, Adesh, are you ready to share your stories further?
Yes. Firstly, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I would like to thank you the whole team to arrange this amazing competition. You know, I think this is the amazing way to tell people the importance of our heritage. Yeah, I'll tell what I do. I'm a filmmaker actually. And like I'm a student. I'm a media student right now, studying in second year, masters, doing my masters in advertising. Yeah, so this is the place you saw, which it is my native place. It is in Konkan. So what I feel is like it's been 20 years I've been going there. Like every year I've been going there. So I have seen a drastic change in that location. You know, the like tourism is great over there, but because of the tourists now, what they do is like they take this place as for a granted. You know, they all the main thing they do is like they don't respect the place. The fort which you see which you saw on the this video was built by Shivaji Maharaj in like 16th century. So it was the first like it was the second fort which was built on the water. So it's having its like perfect architecture, perfect uniqueness about the like place. But because of the like locals are having the main this thing like importance to the place, but like tourism, because of the tourism the people are not giving that much importance to the place. So you know the walls are getting damaged when there is like normal people are going there and writing their names on the wall. uh, there are many rappers over there. So what I feel is like so in this video like I wanted to show the beauty of this place, and how we can maintain like how it is important to us to know that the importance of this place. So I tried to show this message from this video. And again there like whole tourism in my village, what is it about. Like we can do scuba diving, we can have coffee at the beautiful beaches over there, and many more things. Yeah, that's the thing. So it was like small like creative way to show this. So I thought, yeah, let's do it. Even I was with my family over there, so I thought let's do it. Yeah.
Thank you, Ades, for your beautiful story. It is really, impressive that you include your own story in the video. I mean, the place where you visit really often. So it is really impressive. Thank you again. Let me invite next one. The video clip filmed by HB Tuck team. Shall we see the video first?
नमस्ते, आइए मैं आपको हिमालय की गोद में बसे एक प्राचीन गांव नगर जो कि 16वीं शताब्दी में कुल्लू साम्राज्य की राजधानी रह चुका है वहां की ओर ले चलता हूं। नगर गांव में नगर कैसा, रॉरी कार्ड गैलरी आदि देखने वाले स्थान हैं। कुल्लू वैली के घर काठकुनी वास्तुकला शैली से बनाए गए हैं जो भूकंप रोधी होते हैं। सबसे निचले भाग में पशु और घास, उससे ऊपर भाग में धान और अनाज और सबसे ऊपर के भाग घर के सदस्यों के लिए होता है। मेरा नाम भृगु है, मैं आचार्य फैमिली से बिलोंग करता हूं। हमारी फैमिली को यहां राजा द्वारा लाया गया था। हम राजाओं के लिए नीतियां, धर्म और धार्मिक स्थानों का संरक्षण करते थे। काठकुनी शैली में लकड़ी और पत्थर का प्रयोग किया जाता है जिसके कारण ये घर सर्दी में गर्म और गर्मी में ठंडे होते हैं। आज की डेट में ये घर बनाना बहुत मुश्किल हो गया है क्योंकि लकड़ी और पत्थर मिलना मुश्किल हो गया और बहुत एक्सपेंसिव पड़ता है। इसके कारण लोग कंक्रीट घर बना रहे हैं जो कि यहाँ के वातावरण के प्रतिकूल है। हमारा घर नगर का सबसे पुराना घर है जिसका निर्माण 1937 में हुआ था। मेरा जन्म इसी घर में हुआ है और बचपन की यादें अभी भी ताज़ा है जब सब परिवारगण साथ में तंदूर सेकते थे। इस घर को काठाकुनी शैली में 3 मंजिल तक बनाया जाएगा जिसमें मॉडर्न किचन, अटैच बाथरूम और ये घर समाज के लिए एक उदाहरण होगा ताकि लोग काठाकुनी शैली को ना भूल पाए। मैं अपने इस प्रयास से पारंपरिक वास्तुकला के काठाकुनी शैली से बने इस घर को इस शैली के मूल मूल्य को ध्यान में रखते हुए आधुनिक तकनीक से संरक्षित करने का प्रयास करूंगा।
Thank you very much. Congratulations again.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
This video was special because we could listen to the story in your own local language. So yes. Shall we invite the representative HB Tech team, Mr. Yashu Gupta, for his story. Floor is yours. Yes.
Thank you. So first of all, I want to thank everyone and our World Heritage to inviting us. And this is a wonderful opportunity for us. And we are speaking in front of a group of very diverse and talented individuals, I must say. And I'm here representing a community which is quite a unique community because they have been living in the Himalayas for the last many centuries. And in India, we call them the Pahadi community. So the Kullu Valley, which the place is what you saw in the video, and the house in the town of Nagar, we stumbled upon this house in the year 2018, and we saw that the typology was quite old, and we did some research. We talked to the family. The Acharya family told us that this house is like 500 years old. And then we did some initial research. We talked to the community. Community gave us very interesting stories. They said that this house was being built when the town castle was being built, and apparently the house owner used to invite the local craftsmen to, the skilled craftsmen to build this house. But the king got to know this, and he immediately stopped the construction of house. But the owner was so adamant, and he was so influential that he sneaked out the craftsman during the night and paid him double price to build this house. So these are the kind of stories which doesn't necessarily have a written proof, but they still revolve around in the community, and they are orally transmitted. Some old people told us that this house has been there, and they have like many important community rituals and weddings have happened in this house. And back in the days when this house was in its full glory, it was one of the most magnificent houses in the city. So we realized after talking to the community that the age is irrelevant for the community, but what is important to them is the stories behind it. They connect to the stories behind this house. So then we started an initiative called the Nagar Project, which revolves around the restoration of this house. We registered our NGO HBTAC, and we started raising funds. We invited volunteers to work for it. We were on a very tight budget, and we have been using crowdfunding as a source of raising funds in this house. The prize money that we have got from this competition is also going towards the restoration funds. So you are also contributing to it. And another thing is that the Acharya community Acharya family that owns this house wants to make this into a very modern and avant-garde home, which is the need of the hour, because many local family have been abandoning their traditional houses in need of a new house or a modern house. So the Nagar project, can you go to the next slide, please? So the Nagar project doesn't stop there. We want to use this economic model of using technology and using social media as an economic model and replicate this into many other houses in the city. So we are all doing this in a non-profit basis, and we will continue to do so in the near future. And we do it only because we love Himalayas, we love the people, and we love the culture. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Yash, for your very interesting story. Your story really reminds me of what Christina said at the beginning. Very innovative approach using new technical and communication skills. So I guess Christina gonna have lots of comments for that. Okay, let me invite our last winner, Jinhyuk Jang. Let's see his video first. Okay, thank you. Congratulations, Jinyo. Yeah, I really liked your background music, so it really goes well with the flow. So I will invite Jinyo for his comments on his video. Could you?
Hello, I'm Jinhyuk Jang. I'm graduate student in World Heritage Studies at Konkuk University. Thank you very much for being invited to such a wonderful event. As you can see the video, World Heritage Gyeongju Historic Areas is a cultural heritage that shows why Gyeongju is a historical city. Because it has a historic background, Gyeongju is a historical tourist city visited by many people. Not only Koreans, but also foreign countries visit every year. They keep the memory of Gyeongju and the attraction of the place. Gyeongju is not composed only as tourist memory. Local citizens who have long memories of Gyeongju are doing business for tourists, selling goods, food, or working in Gyeongju. According to the survey results, they are proud of historic city and think it should be conserved for the future generation. There are 4 universities in Gyeongju. Many people related to the university live in Gyeongju. I majored cultural heritage in Gyeongju and I felt the attraction of historical city and proud to study about this area. Next slide, please. As such, the subjects who remember the region of Gyeongju are very diverse. The city of Gyeongju is not just a place where heritage exists. The memories of the heritage are shared by tourists, local citizens, and various people from other regions, forming a new identity as Gyeongju. Various memories will form the historic city of Gyeongju and be passed on to other generations. The true meaning of a historic city is that the memories of the city are passed on to our present and future generations, and this is probably the reason for conserving the historic city. I hope that many people will remember the historical city of Gyeongju more and spread the meaning of the region based on the memory. Once again, thank you for watching my video.
Thank you very much, Jinyo. Congratulations again. Yeah, the video was very impressive because it shows different scenes about the historic site. So I guess many other who participate in the today's youth roundtable may have some comments and some questions. So before I collect several questions, Dr. Cameron, since she's a special mentor of today, could you take the floor to ask some questions or give some comments for their videos and stories? Floor is yours.
Thank you, Jihan, and congratulations to all of you for both for your videos and your teams, and also for your explanations, which were very moving. And I have to say, one of the things that has struck me in listening to you is your personal attachment to the place. And it makes me remember that even though we talk about global heritage, that in the end, heritage is local. It comes in the end to a local community and a local attachment. And the kind of work that you've been doing with those videos is helping show.
Christina, you're muted.
I didn't do that. Somebody else did, but here I am. Your vision is based on sort of helping the community to understand why these are valuable. And I think that shining the light and using social media to do that is just really quite wonderful. So that was my first comment, my first observation. I wanted to say that I think your messages were very clear, and they were so consistently about heritage has a place from bringing the past into the present and looking to the future. And when you see the people walking along beside the temples and, or in the marketplace, or listening to the man whose ancestors built a house and so on, you can see bringing heritage into the present and looking for, and he had a vision for how you could sustain it. And I've always argued that heritage is not about freezing places, and it's not about just looking back. It's also about making them useful today and helping to sustain them for tomorrow. So I really liked your messages, and I was very impressed by the production values. And I love the, going to the people who had the knowledge, like the men who did the canoes and so on, and just really bringing out how people do things and how they cared about things and so on. I had a couple of questions, and one is, I was curious because I'm an older generation and I don't really have your skill set in social media. And I was curious whether your starting point in your different videos was the place, or was the story, or was the media? Where did you start as you sort of worked up your videos? I think that for me, that's quite an interesting question. And the other one I'd really like to hear, because all of you mentioned climate change. And we know that climate change is the big issue facing us, not excluding the pandemic. And how in the different places that you were filming and talking about, how did the people, what was their strategy, or how they were how did they anticipate and prepare for climate change? It's one thing to say it's threatened by climate change, but how will the communities respond to that, like the mud flats and so on? How will that actually happen? So those would be a couple of questions I would ask the panelists. I don't know who wants to answer.
Okay, thank you, Christina. Well, I guess, several subjects are related to different people. So Yash raised his hand first. So I will give the floor to Yash.
Thank you, Christina, for the question. The second question about the climate change is what I would want to address in specific context to Kulu Valley, which is in the upper Himalayan ranges. So the problem over there is the shortage of wood to construct the houses. So now the people are starting to construct the houses in reinforced concrete and steel. So it's taking a toll on the wildlife and the flora and fauna of the place. So people have started to notice it, but the awareness is quite low, and we are trying to spread awareness regarding the sustainable use of these materials and how newer materials which are more sustainable can be alternative to concrete in these places. So these are my takes with respect to the Nagar project.
Thank you, Yash. Is there anyone who'd like to add more comments? Adesh, would you like to add some comments about the climate change issue? You're muted. And now,
Okay.
yeah, please take the floor.
Yeah, about the climate change issue is like like I will talk majorly on the fort part. Okay, the built by the Shivaji Maharaj and all that. Yeah, the walls are getting damaged due to this, but we can't do anything for it. But my main concern is with the people. You know what? If from Mumbai, if they are going to my native place, they are treating is like the place is like that. It is not their house, so they will not they'll not support the place, they'll not but after all this is their house only. Okay, so they need to understand this, like anywhere they go now, they need to treat the place as their it is home only. So it is from the tourism and the people from there, they should uh, keep the place safe and clean. That's the thing. Yeah.
Thank you, Adesh. It seems Melanie also wants to add some comments. The floor is yours.
Yes, I would like to answer with Kaisare's example of how they can have a great relationship with nature, with the manage of the nature. So in these communities of people who plant without pesticides, who harvest what they need to eat, and they fish with the least possible technology, so they cause much less environment impact. So on the other hand, these are the communities that suffer the most. So that are prohibited from being in their environments, producing or creating their canoe. So they don't make canoes every day. They don't need to have many canoes. The canoe is produced collective to support the community itself. There's no industrial scale. So these people, they can manage nature and exchange and extracting from it only the basics for personal care. So for health, they usually extract herbs from nature itself, such as the roots, leaf, wood bark, the liquid of the sage vine that can be used as eye drops. So everything is extracted and managed from nature. So they also preserve the traditionals of the culture.
Thank you, Melanie. It is a very interesting story. Yeah, it's very nice to know about it. Oh, well, we have some comments from the chatting box. Let me invite Ms. Patricia O'Donnell. She's actually a member of the advisory committee of our World Heritage. Patricia, would you like to share your comments which you already wrote in the chatting box with everybody? Patricia, we cannot hear you well in some reason. No. It is muted now, and please try again. Okay, it seems Patricia needs some time to fix the technical stuff. Would you like to try again?
I think there might be a comment from Jung-Yun also.
Oh, I see. Okay, in the meanwhile, let me invite Jung-Yun to express her ideas. Jung-Yun?
Thank you. And thank you for your comments, Christina. And in terms of climate change, Kochang community is actually responding to this crisis. They recognize this very seriously. So what I was impressed when I visited Kochang was the exhibition in the Ramsar Kepbar, the tidal flood center. It was a very small and cozy. It's not a fancy collection they have, but they have a story. They have a story about biodiversity, and also they mentioned and emphasized not only the species but also the preservation of the nature. So they exhibit some garbages like plastic bottles and birds who are sacrificed by the garbages which is thrown by the people, and some fish polluted by the pollutants which was made by humans. So it was very impressive. And I think education had the power to change the mind of the people, and also to raise the awareness of the climate change. And as you have already mentioned, the culture and the nature, it's interlinked each other. It's some of the researchers and some of the articles already mentioned about this problem, about the dichotomy of the nature and the culture. So they are all intertwined. So we should, as a student of heritage studies, we should all consider of those two things. I mean, the culture and the nature, and the conservation and the development. Thank you.
Thank you, Jung-Yoon, for your wonderful comments. Well, actually, it seems Patricia has some technical problems, so let me share her comments from the chatting box. She thanks first about the stories and videos. For the Naga project, she asked, are the craftspeople and skills to do this work still available? How can the house restoration project be funded? That is addressed to Naga project. Yash. And the second question is about the ways of learning and transmitting community values and memories about heritage. And do you think that are the do you think are most successful? I mean, she pointed out that the community values, memory, pride, connection to place. So if there's somebody who would like to comment and answer her question, please feel free to. Let me give the floor to Yash first.
Yes, so the question about the craftsmen, availability of craftsmen is very correct here. The craftsmen are very much available, and these craftsmen for Katkuni architecture are found in the upper Himalayan ranges, and these craftsmen actually do not transmit their skills in written form. They only transmit it to their family in an oral fashion or in some kind of you know not in written transcripts is what it's getting more difficult to get hold of these craftsmen because they're shifting jobs to more high paying jobs, but we have got hold of one of the craftsmen. His name is Sheshramji. So we are working with him for the restoration of this project. He's also very interested in knowing the modern techniques that we are going to be using for restoration. So it's a give and take. They give us the traditional techniques, and we tell them about the modern aspects of the technology. So yeah.
Thank you, Yash, for your kind answer. Is there anyone who would like to add some comments or some answer for second question of Patricia? Jinya, yes?
Thank you for your comments. And in Gyeongju, various regional festivals are held every year, and people from local community participate voluntarily through the links with other regions as well as historic districts. I think that seeing or getting information about this event in which the local community involves is sharing the pride and identity of historic city that the people of local community have. And also a city is an area where people live and area where values are conserved. So if we feel and happy with the city, I think we have fully felt the identity of the area. Thank you.
Thank you, Jinya. Is there any further comments or answer? Okay, if not, since time is almost up, let me wrap up today's session. Well, actually, I saw one hand from the participant, but it disappeared. So it's a pity that I couldn't catch the right moment. But I'm sorry, but we're gonna have further opportunities to share ideas freely. So could you share the screen that shows our upcoming event? Thank you. We actually have another webinar on the 14th on the changing meaning of heritage places, and also on the 16th about the innovative models for inclusive interpretation of culture heritage sites. Third, on the 21st, on the heritage site with intangible values, which was mentioned quite often today as well. On the 23rd, on the diverse, plural, and dissonant memories. And on the 28th, about the indigenous knowledge practice, which was very emphasized today as well. So those are these webinar series of our heritage memory team. And please feel free to join those events, and you can register through our heritage website. And last but not least, there will be a closing event on the 30th, where the results of all these events are shared and the future steps are discussed. Okay, now I think it's time to close the roundtable It is a great time with you all, and I hope there will be another opportunity for us to sharing ideas freely like today. So thank you very much for your kind participation, and I hope to see you again. Thank you very much all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks very much.
Thanks very much. Bye-bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Monica, for